How is everybody doing? Positive and productive, I hope. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for sticking with me. Hey, do me a favor and share the content with friends, family, anybody that you think the content is relevant to. Remember, local elections are more important than national elections, but dollars are stronger than votes. They won't stop until we stop them. Liberation comes at a cost. Who's willing to pay for it? So, ladies and gentlemen, jumping into this really quickly, I want to play a little bit of this, and this is a little bit of an older segment. It came from tonight's conversation. Shout out to the whole crew over there. But I want to play a little bit of this, and I want to play it in totality, and then we might play it again. I want to let you guys just hear it in totality. I might play it again and break down my points of contention in this, and I'm going to let you know I kind of almost don't agree with any of this. At face value in a vacuum, it's 100% true. But if we add some nuances, which I think I want to do, I honestly, I'll tell you why I disagree, but let's listen to it in totality first.
Quite honest with you, I don't care why you're masculine.
It don't even matter.
I don't care what happened to you as I'm a 40-year-old man.
You got a daughter?
No, I don't.
Because
But my point is this.
Right.
You all wouldn't care if a man came to you feminine and said, my dad wasn't in my life. My mom didn't teach me this. You say, bro, you're 38 years old. I don't want to deal with a feminine man that hasn't addressed his issues. So for me, dealing with a woman that way, I'm going to tell you the same thing. I understand you had issues or whatever growing up and you had to be a certain way, but I'm not going to put up with it as far as trying to be in a relationship with you because you don't know how to be a feminine woman.
So what's a feminine woman? What's your definition?
A woman that basks in her femininity. She knows how to be submissive to a man. She knows how to speak life into a man. She knows how to nurture. She knows how to take care of a home and take care of kids. She knows how to be accountable. She knows how to be reasonable. She knows how to be understanding when she's dealing with a man.
Excuse me. So you guys heard that in totality. So now what we're going to do is we're going to go back and I'll stop it and I'll break it down and tell you why I don't agree with a lot of what he just said here. And let's go ahead.
Quite honest with you, I don't care why you're masculine.
It don't even matter.
I don't care what happened to you as I'm a 40-year-old man.
You got a daughter?
No, I don't. But my point is this.
Right.
You all wouldn't care if a man came to you feminine and said, my dad wasn't in my life. My mom didn't teach me this. You say, bro, you're 38 years old. I don't want to deal with a feminine man that hasn't addressed his issues. So for me, dealing with a woman that way, I'm going to tell you the same thing.
So that whole premise right there, right? And he's correct in the sense that if a man was feminine or he didn't exhibit certain qualities and he came for a woman, society and women would say, you know what, I don't care what happened to you and why you are this way. You need to man up, you need to stand up, and you need to just handle responsibilities. That is what the world are going to tell men. But on the flip side of this, we always say that men and women aren't equal. So then why would I use the same metric that I gauge and garner against men for the same metric that I gauge and garner against women if we already know that men and women aren't equal? If I am a leader and nobody cares how I got into my predicament, how could I give the same sentiment or the same regard for someone who is not a leader for someone who is a follower? Ladies and gentlemen, do you understand the correlation and the dichotomy here? So as a leader, as a man, I do have to understand and have concern and compassion as to why my woman is masculine, why she is the way she is, if I'm considering her. Because the reason is, I just used this analogy the other day. Being a man, being a leader is like a quarterback. And the analogy that I use is that I can throw the perfect pass. I can do everything right, but if my receiver doesn't catch it, well, guess what? I still get an incomplete pass. So it doesn't matter if I do everything right. I'm still dependent as the leader on my recipient or my follower to make sure that they do their part right. Because if they don't do it right, well, then therefore, as the leader, I don't get any results or any rewards. So as a man, we are supposed to understand. As a man, we are supposed to understand what caused the situation for our woman to get there and how we could remedy this. And now I would tell men this: listen, if you see certain red flags that you don't want to deal with, more than likely go ahead and walk away. But we can look at it for a child's perspective. When I see my child exhibiting certain behaviors, I can't just correct them and say, don't do that. I have to understand how and why they got there. I think this is one of the reasons why fathers, generally speaking, make better parents than women do, because in modernity, more men are going to understand the how and the why and not just the causation or the outcome. But let's continue, because he said another thing that I think is a total misnomer.
Understand you had issues or whatever growing up and you had to be a certain way, but I'm not going to put up with it as far as trying to be in a relationship with you because you don't know how to be a feminine woman.
So what's a feminine woman? What's your definition?
A woman that basks in her femininity.
So off rip right there. If I ask you what something is and you use the word or a conjugated verb or adjective of the word to describe the word, then that means you didn't describe it. So if I ask you, well, what is femininity? Well, a woman who basks in her feminine, no, that you're not telling me what it is. You're just using the word to describe an action that you associate to it, but that doesn't define what it is. So I'm going to continue a little bit here, and I'm going to let him say a few more things, and we'll break this down really quickly. Let me back up a little bit.
I'm not going to put up with it as far as trying to be in a relationship with you because you don't know how to be a feminine woman.
So what's a feminine woman? What's your definition?
A woman that basks in her femininity. She knows how to be submissive to a man. She knows how to speak life into a man. She knows how to nurture. She knows how to take care of a home and take care of kids. She knows how to be accountable. She knows.
So a woman who speaks life into her man. I'm going to disagree with that. Now, I do believe that women should be pleasant and women shouldn't say negative things to their men, but that's not a part of femininity. That's a part of nurturing. And people can say, well, Choosta, nurturing is a part of femininity. No, it's not. No, it's not. A part of femininity, I'll tell you the true aspect and true component of femininity. It is submission. That's it. That's the whole missing component right there. A man's nature is to rebel. It's to fight. It's to go against it. You have to prove it to me. You have to show it to me. That's the nature of a man. It's not the nature of a woman to want to fight. And just really quickly, while we're on this subject, I was going back and forth with some people, and they were talking about, well, women are hypergamous, and this is the reason why different things are the way they are, and this is the problem. No, women need to be hypergamous for several reasons, and that's a key component to the woman's psyche and how they pick their mates. They need to be hypergamous. Women need to look for the best. That's a default in what they have innately in them. Now, does it get exploited? Does it get manipulated? Can it not be used correctly? Yes, it can. Of course, that's like with anything. I don't believe that there's something called toxic masculinity, but I do believe that masculinity can be exhibited in toxic ways. Choosta, that's one and the same. No, it's not. It's neither here nor there. It's somewhere. It's probably on X. It's probably on Rumble. You just don't know because you haven't subscribed. But listen, really quickly, as we're talking about, excuse me, because we said femininity, and but he didn't. Well, he did say submission, and he did say, but he didn't add the caveat of submitting to the right man. See, a real aspect of a true feminine woman, because now that's why I tied in hypergamy into this, because now she knows she's submitting to a man who is of value. And I don't want to say high value and all these buzzwords that we use, but no, she knows this man can be a valid protector, can be a valid provider, can be these different things as far as not just protecting and providing in provisions, but he can actually direct her and guide her and nurture her. He said that she's supposed to speak life into him. No, the man is supposed to speak life into his woman. You already on your practice, on your purpose. God should have talked to you and told you what you needed to do. Whether a woman told me good job or not, it don't matter to me because God told me good job. And that's what's wrong with a lot of men. You need a woman to tell you good job in order for you to feel good. My kids don't need to tell me good job. My woman don't need to tell me good job. I could see the fruits of my labor by the actions and the results and what I get. Now, if you are dealing with people who are not grateful for what you do, then that's a whole different situation and a conversation within itself. But a man does not need to be praised. A man does not need he doesn't need to be congratulated. A man has his own aspirations. He has his own path that he's going on, and God should guide you. And whether anybody is telling you it's wrong, when God is telling you it's right, you're going to stand 10 toes down in that element because you know it's right, because God, you're walking on your purpose according to what God has told you to do. And that's irrelevant of a woman. So when a man tells me, just listen here, ladies and gentlemen, just really quickly, I don't want to get all biblical and theological on you guys really quickly, but do you remember before Jesus got crucified, the night before, Pontius Pilate's wife had a dream, and she told Pontius Pilate not to kill Jesus. And, you know, they had a back and forth about it. Well, what if Pontius had listened to his wife? And now, the reason why I'm asking, because some people say, well, you know, they killed our Savior, they killed Jesus, and I don't want to get into the whole different thing of it, but didn't Jesus come here to die for your sins? Wasn't that his mission and his purpose? To do that? So now if somebody got in the way of him actually being able to die for your sins, since that was his mission and his purpose, could you say that person that, because she said she had a dream from God, God told her, the angels told her, so did the angels and God really tell her to spare Jesus, or was that from someone else or from another place? Because if his mission was to actually do what his purpose was, like when his mother grabbed him and she told him to wait and think about it, and he said, woman, I have to do what my father has called me to do. He looked at his mother in the eyes and told her, woman, not mama. See, that's what's wrong with a lot of men today. You're a 40-year-old man and you say, well, wait, let me ask my mama. Let me see what my mama think. And then your wife looks at you and tell you, well, you're not a man. Because you're a 40-year-old man and you can't look your mother in the eyes and say, woman, listen to me, I'm the man. Yes, I used to be a little boy, and I thank you for doing what you did. But now, mother, I am a man. And y'all can't do that. You need your mother, you need your wife, and you need society to tell you good job. And that's what's lacking with a lot of men today. So no, I don't think that we need women to speak life. But like I said, women do need to they need to nurture children. And they're nurturing children under the guidance and the tutelage of what the man says. If I'm Catholic, girl, you better raise my kids Catholic and teach them the Hail Marys and how to do the fucking rosary. If I'm Muslim, damn it, then Ramadan and we ain't doing no pork and don't drink nothing. You gonna raise my kids the way I want you to raise my kids. That's what she's gonna do. She's gonna nurture in my children what I want. That's how it goes. And listen, I know a lot of y'all don't like this. but here's the thing. You don't have to like it. You don't have to agree with it. I tell people all the time, your acceptance or rejection doesn't change the veracity. It only changes your level of preparedness. Hopefully that doesn't go over your head, ladies and gentlemen. But look, I actually made this segment a lot longer than what I needed to, but I did want to clear some of these different things up. So look, again, do me a favor, do yourself a favor, share this content with friends, family, anybody that you think the content is relevant to. Remember, local elections are more important than national elections, but dollars are stronger than votes. They won't stop until we stop them. Liberation comes at a cost. Who's willing to pay for it?